The scent of plum blossoms, heavy and sweet, hung in the air, a stark contrast to the tension that crackled through the Eastern Palace. I, Lady May, third-rank imperial concubine, traced the delicate carvings on my jade teacup, my heart a trapped sparrow fluttering against its cage. The rumor, whispered on the silk fans of court ladies and muttered in the hushed tones of eunuchs, had finally reached my ears. Crown Prince Li Wei had taken another. Li Wei. Handsome didn't begin to describe him. He possessed a face sculpted by the gods, a smile that could launch 1,000 ships, and a voice that could soothe the wildest beast. He was poetry in motion, a scholar of impeccable lineage, and a warrior of proven skill. He was also, notoriously, a collector of beautiful women. His conquests were legendary. Daughters of noble families, renowned courtesans, even the captivating dancer from the distant western regions, all had succumbed to his charm, each reigniting whispers and fueling the anxieties of the imperial harem. Each new favorite cast a longer, colder shadow over the rest of us, vying for a fleeting moment of his attention, a single word, a mere glance. But this time, the whispers carried a different note, a thread of unease that prickled my skin. This new favorite was not a pampered noblewoman or a celebrated performer. They called her the Jade Serpent, a woman of mysterious origins, said to possess a beauty that could drive men mad, and a cunning that rivaled the Empress Dowager herself. She arrived just this morning, my faithful maid Xiaolian murmured, her voice barely audible above the chirping of crickets outside. The Crown Prince has already gifted her the Phoenix Pavilion, closest to his own chambers. Are you among the 90% of viewers who haven't subscribed yet? If so, please take a moment to click the subscription button and join my channel. Let's move on with the story. The Phoenix Pavilion, a place of honor, traditionally reserved for the future empress. My stomach clenched. Was this merely another fleeting fancy, or something more? Days turned into weeks, and the Jade Serpent's influence grew. Li Wei, usually a vibrant presence in court, became withdrawn, spending every available moment in her company. He neglected his duties, his studies, and even his martial training. The court buzzed with speculation. Some whispered of enchantment, of dark magic woven into the Jade Serpent's silken robes. Others spoke of political machinations, of a hidden agenda orchestrated by enemies of the throne. I, however, saw something different in the rare glimpses I caught of the Crown Prince. A hollowness in his eyes, a subtle tremor in his hand as he raised his wine cup. He looked trapped, like a magnificent bird, mesmerized by a glittering jewel, unaware of the snare closing around its feet. Driven by a mixture of fear and a desperate, lingering affection, I sought an audience with the Empress Dowager, a formidable woman who held the true reins of power. I laid bare my concerns, the whispers of sorcery, the prince's growing detachment, and the chilling aura surrounding the Jade Serpent. The Empress Dowager listened, her face impassive, her eyes like chips of black jade. You believe this? Jade Serpent poses a threat to the Crown Prince, she finally asked, her voice sharp as a blade. Not just to the Crown Prince, Your Majesty, I replied, my voice trembling slightly. To the entire dynasty. A flicker of something, amusement, curiosity, crossed the Empress Dowager's face. You are bolder than you appear, Lady May, and perhaps more perceptive. She summoned her most trusted advisor, a wizened old scholar named Master Zhang, known for his knowledge of obscure lore and forbidden practices. He examined the few trinkets the Jade Serpent had gifted the prince, a jade pendant, a silken sachet, an intricately carved comb. His brow furrowed with each passing moment. These are not mere gifts, Your Majesty, he announced, his voice grave. They are imbued with a subtle, yet potent enchantment, a slow-acting poison, designed to weaken the will and cloud the mind. The poison wasn't meant to kill, but to control. To turn the Crown Prince into a puppet, a malleable figurehead to be manipulated by whoever held the Jade Serpent's leash. The Empress Dowager's face hardened. "The serpent must be unmasked," she declared, her voice ringing with steel. A plan was hatched, intricate and dangerous. I, Lady May, would play a crucial role. Under the guise of offering a celebratory banquet for the Crown Prince's upcoming birthday, I would introduce a specially prepared wine, an antidote crafted by Master Zhang, designed to counteract the serpent's poison. The night of the banquet arrived, the air thick with anticipation and the cloying scent of incense. The Crown Prince, his face pale and drawn, sat beside the jade serpent, her beauty radiating an almost unearthly glow. She watched him with a possessive gleam in her eyes, her hand resting lightly on his arm, a silent claim of ownership. My heart hammered against my ribs as I presented the wine, my hand shaking so violently I almost spilled it. The Crown Prince, his gaze distant and unfocused, raised the cup to his lips. The jade serpent smiled, a slow, cruel curve of her lips. And then, it happened. As the wine touched his lips, a flicker of recognition, of the old Li Wei, sparked in his eyes. He paused, his hand hovering in midair. He looked at the jade serpent, her smile faltering, her eyes widening in alarm. He turned to me, a question forming on his lips, a glimmer of his former intelligence returning. The palace guards, hidden in the shadows, surged forward. The jade serpent, her mask of serenity shattered, revealed a face contorted with rage and fear. The handsome but womanizing Crown Prince was saved, not by force, but by the quiet courage of a third-rank concubine and the lingering embers of a love he had almost forgotten. The Tang dynasty, teetering on the brink of chaos, was pulled back from the precipice. And I, Lady May, finally understood that true beauty, true power, lay not in fleeting charm, but in the strength of one's heart and the unwavering loyalty to one's emperor and dynasty. The whispers in the palace would continue, of course, but now they would carry a different tune, a song of resilience, of cunning, and of the unexpected heroism found in the quiet corners of the imperial harem. And the scent of plum blossoms, once heavy with dread, now seemed to carry a hint of triumph.